Hey guys, how's it going? So today I'm gonna do a first impression let's play review of a game called Bloodhound. The game is $13 or €13 on Steam, and it is a first-person shooter game. So today I'm going to be playing the game for an hour or so until I am confident that I can give you my opinion on the game and whether or not the game is worth €13 or $13. And if you are in a hurry, you can simply skip to the last 10 minutes or so of the video if you're watching the VOD on YouTube. And in the last 10 minutes or so I will give you my quick, concise final opinion on the game. Otherwise I'm just gonna be playing the game and I'm gonna give you my running commentary as we play through the game. I am live streaming on Twitch and on YouTube simultaneously. So yeah, now a couple of issues already before we even get into the game. When I started up the game basically froze my PC. Now the game, when I started up the game, was for some reason set to full screen, meaning exclusive full screen, which is bad. No game should ever be set to exclusive full screen by default. And on top of that badness, the game was set to not even 4K resolution, but 6K resolution. So for some bloody reason, the game was set to 6K resolution, which is hilarious. Like, it's crazy. So it froze my PC, and I had to Alt F4 and open up Task Manager and all of that bullshit. So the game also was running on unlimited FPS, which is never good. Some of you might be able to remember when New World released the game from Amazon Studios, New World. That game was also set to unlimited FPS by default, and that caused a lot of people's cards, the graphics cards, to simply burn out, because the graphics card tries to run at the maximum possible FPS, which places it under 100% load, and the card simply burns out. So that is another issue. So there's 3 different issues already before we even get into the game. The game was set on exclusive full screen by default, which it never should be. The game was running at 6K resolution by default, which it never should be, and the game was set on unlimited FPS by default, which it never should be. Literally all 3 of things together can destroy your PC. But otherwise than that, I am really disappointed at the performance of the game. Like, the performance of the game is terrible. I'm running it on medium right now. Okay, so medium, texture resolution on 2K, not even 4K texture resolution, so I'm using half of the possible texture resolution. And when we look at the performance of the game over here quickly, just 1 second. Over here, by the way, another issue is that the audio of the game falls away when you Alt Tab, so that's another issue. You can see right here that the game right now in the menu, I'm not even in the game yet, in the menu the game is using 100% of my well, it's using 64% of my 3080 RTX, but it's using 100% power. Basically 300 watts is the maximum that my card can take, and you can see there 270. At the beginning it was actually at 300, now it's at 270. So 270 watt of power draw, and my fan is running at 100% fan speed on my GPU. So it's really insane, the power usage. We're not even in the game yet, we're only in the menu. So it's really insane, the fact that the game can use 270 watts of power on a 3080 RTX, which is a really powerful card. The 3080 RTX is probably like in the top 5 of most powerful cards that you can get, and we're not even in the bloody game yet. That's really ridiculous. The game also has nudity. This is art, so this is not nudity. This should not even be blurred, but for the purposes of the playthrough today, we are gonna have the nudity filter on, because YouTube does not allow gratuitous nudity. Something like this on art is totally fine. Nudity on art is not considered nudity. So yeah. Oh, and like I said, when you normally play a game, you would see over here a toggle which says mute audio when focus lost, and this game doesn't have that. So every time that you alt tab, the game loses audio, which is bad. So as far as the settings go, the settings are really terrible so far, and we are not even into the game yet. So with that being said, I guess we can jump into the game. We are going to take medium. This is the first game that is released by the studio, so I don't really know what to expect. This kind of blood splatters over here doesn't give me any hope, to be honest, because those are straight out of the asset store. It's basically a default asset store. You can see that these blood splatters were not made custom, they were bought on a asset store, and any assets that are bought on an asset store usually indicates a very cheaply made game. And then it says movement, you can sprint, you can dash with alt for some reason, and dashes freeze the players from slowdown, which doesn't make sense, but okay. Saving the game state, autosave every 3 minutes, quick save F5, there's no quick loading for some reason, saves cannot be made during combat, left click, right click, doesn't do anything, revolver, okay, thank you very much. So let's see, is there a way to change the keybinds? Yes, you can change the keybinds, and there is dual key binding as well, which is good. I like games that have dual key binding. All games should have dual key binding, in fact. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you, I already do not hold out much hope for this game. Can we jump up here? Just going by, like I said, the fact that the game uses store-bought assets, like the blood splatter. Okay, and there's stuttering. Holy shit, there's a lot of stuttering. I just stuttered like crazy. After collecting 100 points of demon souls, you can use demon form, which temporarily increases damage dealt. Q. There was some massive stuttering there for some reason. Some more stuttering right there. I'm hearing a sound right here, but I'm not seeing anything. There's literally a sound right here, some kind of a sound object placed right here, but I can't see anything. So that's really terrible. What does his t-shirt say? Something Christ in heaven now. Not sure. I will see if I can read the text on his back when I don't shoot them in the chest. The fact that a demon dude like this has such nice clean boots is really ridiculous, and this AK-47 looks absolutely terrible. Like, it looks like a pistol that has been converted into AK-47. Really terrible. I don't know if there's a gun. Where do you guys think there's a gun somewhere? Because I honestly do not see a gun anywhere. They could not have made this asset any bigger, holy hell. Okay, and it automatically swaps to the weapon. I don't like that, but it's not the end of the world. And then we get some armor, very similar to Quake 3. I remember in the Quake days you would pick up armor like that. Okay, I can't get up here. Not allowing me to get up there at all. I don't like this crosshair. Is there a way to customize the crosshair maybe? Because this crosshair is absolutely terrible. In a first-person shooter game, you should really actually be given the option to change the crosshair, but no, you don't. You can't change the crosshair at all, which is really bad. And this crosshair is terrible. Oh, spawn from behind. Okay, that's some bullshit. And then spawn right next to me. That's even more bullshit. There's also no reloading in the game apparently. Okay, so it's really fucking stupid that they can just spawn right next to you with a zero warning. It's really difficult to see when someone is actually dead or not. Okay, AK-47s, I guess. Holy hell, this thing literally takes up 25% of the screen. I'm getting achievements like a mother. You guys can't see the achievements, but I'm getting Steam achievements like crazy. I've already got like 7 Steam achievements. This armor could not be bigger, holy hell. This arena is so small. Like, it's hilariously small. I actually like games like Serious Sam, for instance. I've played Serious Sam 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all of those. But you have to give the player enough space to move. This is definitely not enough space to move. This is ridiculous. Holy shit, I just saw the weapon. Look at the Look at the weapon. It's quite hilarious that there's a I don't know what you call it, a statue, a effigy on the top of the weapon. That's a pretty hilarious gun design. I don't think that specifically is a store-bought asset, at least. All of the other stuff is store-bought assets, but I don't think the gun is a standard store-bought asset. You see this bullshit where literally you move just a little bit, you move from one area from here to there, and then they stop you again, and then you move from here to there, and then they stop you again with these walls that you can't run away from. That's really terrible. Let's try out the shotgun. Oh, for fuck's sake. I got 2 more achievements. This game is like a literal achievement farmer. You just get a shitload of achievements. I like the fact that there's no reloading. Like literally no reloading in the game. I actually like that. I prefer, if you're gonna make a run and gun shooter type game, like Quake or what's that other, Redneck Rampage? Some of you might be old enough to have played Redneck Rampage before. If you're gonna make a game like that, where you just run around and shoot, then honestly remove the reloading. The reloading simply gets in the way. I like the fact that this guy is not even touching the ground, like literally. Is hovering, is not even touching the ground. I really wish they would make a remake of Redneck Rampage, because that actually was a really fun game. The fact that some of the enemies spawn randomly and then other enemies are simply walking around is really confusing. Usually in a type of game like this, you would have only enemies walking around or only enemies that spawn in. You wouldn't have both, you know. You wouldn't have half of the enemies spawning in and half of the enemies walking around. It's just a little bit confusing, because you don't know what to expect. Another fucking achievement. I really don't like the fact that they just spawn in randomly. That's really terrible. Like, it really turns the game into a arcade shooter, like to the maximum degree, you know. Like, I'm not even talking about a game like Serious Sam or anything like that, because oh, and the shit disappears. That's fucking terrible. I'm not even talking about like Serious Sam. Serious Sam doesn't just randomly spawn in enemies, especially not right next to you. They will spawn the enemies far away so that you have time to deal with the enemies that are close by you. This game is almost literally an arcade shooter, like those arcade shooters that you got in the 80s and 90s, that you go to an arcade and you insert your coins. You have that massive bloody gun that is mounted to the arcade machine, and that's a literal arcade shooter. This game acts like a literal arcade shooter, and I'm not a fan of that. The the shooting speed of that bloody pistol is ridiculously slow. Fucking hell, where did they... Like, they literally spawn in right above you. What kind of BS is that? Literally spawn above you. Like, there's no predicting where they're gonna come from. Oh, and now the gate is closed. Got to love that. Like, in this game, there is going to be absolutely no way in hell how you are going to be able to do a hitless run, like a run where you haven't taken a single hit. In a game like Serious Sam, you can do that. Like in Serious Sam, you can actually do a hitless run, but not in this game. It will be absolutely impossible in this game. So I can't even jump over there. Oh, you can actually pull out two of these guns if you right click. That's interesting. Let me just check something quickly. 1 second. Okay. So yeah, I don't like the fact that you literally, no matter how good you are, you can be the best FPS player on the planet. It will be impossible to do a hitless run with this game. Got another achievement. I'm just getting achievements left and bloody right. Oh, that one has a ranged attack. And then when she twirls her sword, you then take damage. Basically, she sends her bullets back to you. Oh, okay, so this is, I guess, where the nudity would come in. She has some exposed tatas, even though you can't really make out anything, but okay. I was expecting the game to have way more nudity. Like, I played Succubus, another game, Succubus, and that game has some nudity, like, holy hell. That's also a first-person shooter. That's fucking stupid. That game also it's also a first-person shooter, and that bloody game has a lot of nudity. Like, that game has a nudity filter for a bloody reason, because the nudity in that game is really heavy. So this game is really quite tame with regards to the nudity. But why is my arrow sticking in the middle of the screen? Like that's what's holding it there? That's the quality you can expect from this game, pretty much. Store-bought assets and that kind of shit. Like, I don't expect every game to be bloody Far Cry 5 or Cyberpunk 2077 with regards to quality, you know, but like, you have to have a certain level of quality, you know. I don't expect every game to be perfect, but holy hell. Okay, so this is probably gonna be a boss arena of some kind. Slowing down time. All enemies and fired projectiles or spells are slowed down. Power-ups are locked during boss fights depending on the game's selected difficulty. That's stupid. Okay, so let's try out the slow time. Okay, well, the slow time definitely works. Can tell you that much. Okay, so there I just activated the Q demon form thing. That's the thing that made me red, in case you were wondering. Apparently if you are red you deal more damage. I can't pick up more, what's that, shotgun shells? I don't like games that have ammo like this. Like, now my shotgun is full, but my pistol isn't full, my assault rifle isn't full, my crossbow isn't full. So instead of dropping ammo that gives a certain type of ammo, you should just get basically an ammo crate, and the ammo crate will give you ammo on the weapon that you are missing. That is a much better way of dealing with ammo. Also, like I said, the fact that loot disappears is really terrible. I hate games where loot disappears. Because basically in 99% of games, there's simply no need for it, you know. There's simply no need for ammo to disappear in 99% of games. Only in games where the presence of loot would drastically reduce the performance of the game, only in those instances are disappearing loot acceptable, you know, like, and I mean that's very, very few games. Like the older Serious Sam games had disappearing loot, but that was because they were quite limited, unlike the first Serious Sam game, you know. Quite limited with regards to performance and hardware and that kind of stuff. Wow, that guy just appeared out of nowhere. So the fact that loot disappears in this game is really not the way it should be, to be honest. Bastards. How the hell am I missing all of them? I'm also hearing a sound right here again. Like you should be able to hear it if you have stereo headphones. Like literally right here is a sound. Like the developer plays a sound object right bloody well here. And it's really distracting, especially if you have good headphones. Then you can hear stuff like that. Golden bullet temporarily makes the ammunition and the weapon not use up. G, okay. What was that sound? So you played a sound but nothing spawned. That's fantastic. What the hell is that right there? Look at that. That's literally the... You can see the blood spatter texture that was placed on the wall. But I don't know. Somehow the developer got the coloring wrong or something. So it's just really terrible. This as well. There's blood there, but not blood there. There's blood there, but not there. Like, this is a really... You can see the amount of effort that the developer put into the game, or didn't put into the game, to be honest. Are we gonna fight a boss now? Double-edged guns. Double-edged harpoon guns. Right click, attracting opponents to the player. Be careful in the case of heavy and tank type opponents. They are the ones who will attract you. They are the ones who will attract you. Okay, English in the game is also really quite terrible. And I'm getting stuttering again for some reason. Okay, so you can shoot once per gun and then reload. Gun is quite powerful, I have to say. It's definitely stronger than the shotgun. The shotgun does not kill enemies at the range at which I just killed those guys. So it's definitely better than the shotgun. I can't even go through there. Fucking right in front of me, like there's no no shame in this game. They spawn the enemies literally against you, literally in front of you. Like, it's so shameless with regards to, like, okay, just spawn some mobs around the player. It's ridiculous. And now we are in a cornfield for some reason. Okay, now we are going into a bunker. I thought we were in hell or some kind of thing, but no, apparently we are going into a bunker now. It's also really difficult to see when enemies are actually dead. Like, you can't see when they're really dead. You just basically have to shoot. Obviously when they explode like that, then you know, okay, the guy's dead. But like with the humans, they don't really explode, so it's really, really difficult to know when they are dead or not. You can be absolutely certain that this entire place, this entire bunker, all of the assets, the lights, everything is store-bought. Like, everything is store-bought. Like this gate right here is really out of place with regards to the bunker. So you can clearly see the developer probably bought the bunker pack and then he was like, which gate can I use that is see-through? Oh well, the bunker pack doesn't have any gates that are see-through, so let me buy a gate asset from the dungeon pack, because you get all of these different tile set packs on the different asset stores, like the Unreal Asset Store and all of that. You get different asset packs, and that just looks massively out of place. Like, it's so out of place, it's not even funny. Okay, and we locked in again. That's fantastic. Oh, that's a new enemy type right there. Haven't seen that one yet. What the hell is going on here? The developer literally just put all of these here just so that the walls don't look too bare. Like that will never happen in real life. That's fucking ridiculous. Okay, well, I don't know what that was. Oh, that's fucking stupid. Putting exploding enemies right next to a corner. I hate it when developers do that. Like, no matter what the player does, they will take damage. That's really idiotic. Okay, how would I go over there? Yeah, can you crouch? I don't think the game has crouching. And I can't pick it up for some reason. What's down there? There's actually something down there. I'm assuming there's not, but let's have a look. I don't know. Okay, then you just die randomly, apparently. I didn't even hit the ground, I just died. Which makes a lot of sense. Okay, and then we are spawned at the beginning again. Is the entire level reset? I wonder. It looks like the entire level maybe was reset. Do I have that other gun? I have that gun. Didn't I get another gun? Somewhere along the line. Yeah, it pretty much looks like the entire level is reset. And yeah, that gate is closed. Okay, so yeah, the entire level reset. So even though the game said progress is saved every 3 minutes, I think, was it? Where did it say progress is saved every 3 minutes? Wasn't it? Or am I confusing this game for another game that I played earlier? Either way, it seems the game has no saving. Like, no saving. If you die, you die. Like, if you go over here to load, autosave 4:18. Okay, so that was 8 minutes ago. So the game has not saved the past 8 minutes of content. Let's see where it was saved. Okay, so the game literally only saves when you enter a new level. That's the only time that it saves. So if you die at any point during a level, you have to restart the entire level, which is ridiculous, considering that a level can easily take whatever, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So any time that you die, you are going to lose all of your progress, which is crazy. Honestly, I don't need to play the game anymore. Obviously, the reason for my first impression reviews is simply to play the game until I am satisfied that I can either say yes or no to a game based on the price. Obviously, the price for this game is €13 or $13. It's actually a significant difference between €13, so it's basically $15 basically that the game costs, and then €13. Since €13 is about $15, but anyway, I think it's actually more than $15. But anyway, I can't recommend the game, honestly. Really, the game is bad. Beside the fact that the environmental design makes very little sense, the game is absolutely filled with store-bought assets, which just really shows that the game, like I said before I even started playing the game, it shows that the game is going to have bad quality. It's simply a fact of life. If a game contains store-bought assets, it's going to be not a very good game, since it shows that the developer didn't even take the time to even commission assets. You can commission assets really cheaply, like really cheaply. There are many commissioning artists, especially on the Unreal Engine. Like, the Unreal Engine is a really popular engine, and you can commission assets really cheaply for an entire game. So it just shows laziness on part of the developer. There's a reason why the term an asset flip is a term filled with stigma, because an asset flip, it simply shows that there's a really low effort from the developer's side. So this game is an asset flip, and as I expected before I even started playing the game is really not good. It's really not good. You're really much better off buying something like Serious Sam. I'm not sure what Serious Sam actually costs. Let me have a look here quickly. I'm just gonna alt tab quickly. Obviously the audio is gonna fall away. As I said, the game has no audio toggle for if you alt tab or anything like that, so it's obviously really quite bad. I'm looking at Steam right now. Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem, which is actually a pretty good game. Let me show you guys here. Just 1 second. Just want to find my thing. There we go. For some reason the thing is really small, but you should be able to see what I'm showing you. So this is Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem. I actually have played the game. It's actually not a bad game. It's actually quite playable. So honestly, and this game is $20. So for $7 more than Bloodhound, you can actually get a good game. This game is actually a good game, and it's only $7 more, and it's literally the same game. It's a arcade shooter, run and gun type first person shooter. Graphics are really good. So honestly, I've played the game. As you can see here, it's actually a good game. And like I simply cannot recommend that you buy Bloodhound for $13 or 15 well, €13 or $13 over a game like this. Like, this game is infinitely more better, and I just really I really can't recommend this game. It's not that $13 is a lot of money, but you can simply get better games than this game. Like, this game, honestly, it's a free-to-play game. It really, you shouldn't even ask $5 for this game. It's simply not good. The fact that the enemies spawn literally in front of you, literally against you when they spawn, like, that's just egregious. That's unacceptable. You can't have enemies spawning literally at the feet of the player in a game like this. It's unacceptable. So yeah, I can't recommend the game. And that's really it. Honestly, I can't even come close to recommending the game. So yeah, the point of today's video was to determine if the game is worth $13 or €13, and yeah, it's not even close. If you're looking for a game like this, like an arena shooter type game, Serious Sam 1, Serious Sam 2, Serious Sam 3, Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem, you will all of those games be able to get them below $20. I think Serious Sam 4 is like $40, which is too much, way too much. It's not worth $40, but if you can get any of those games below $20, absolutely. Yeah, I would rather spend $20 on those games than this game, by far. It's not even a fucking competition. It's really ridiculous. I would even recommend something like Fear. Fear is also really good. Fear 1, Fear 2, Fear 3. You should be able to get any of those games for below $20, simply because they're rather old games, but they're rather fantastic. The Fear 1, 2, and 3 is a really good shooter game. It's not exactly an arena shooter game, but it's a really good shooter game, a really good first-person shooter game. So yeah, I can't recommend this game at all. Quite honestly, it's rather bad. So yeah, that's probably it. Honestly, like I said before I even started, I was not expecting a lot from this game, and this game did disappoint. It did disappoint in the fact that I knew that it's probably not gonna be worth the money before I started playing the game, but it did disappoint in the fact that it actually proved me correct. This game is not it's not a very good game. I'm probably gonna be uninstalling the game after this. It's good if you want achievements, because I got like 15 achievements during the past not even 60 minutes. But yeah, that's probably not something that you would want to spend $13 on, or €13. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. I'm done for today. I'm not gonna play this game anymore. It's quite hilarious how bad this game is. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.